about biotechnology and provide your personal comment about it, please.
Yes, sure. Biotechnology in agro industries. Biotechnology as applied to food processing makes use of microbial inoculants to
Yes.
enhance properties such as the taste, aroma, shelf life, texture, and nutritional value of foods. The process by which microorganisms and their enzymes bring about these desirable changes in food materials is known as fermentation.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, Mickey, what do you think?
yeah, well, I think that biotechnology is so important because it will help you to so many features in the food, from aroma, shelf life, the texture, until the flavor too is so important. The
Flavor,
color,
yes.
and obviously a part of the biotechnology. Biotechnology works in different changes in the food materials, and I don't know so much about the topic, but it's my opinion.
And it's truly important, right? What you said is also it's critical. Not only the taste, but the flavor. Um, to the point that people make experiments, massive experiments, like for example, Coke and Pepsi. They change a little bit the flavor of the soda, and the sales rise or the sales erode. They go down, they plummet. To that extent, it is important the flavor. So I'm glad you mentioned it. Thank you, Mickey. Now let's see what agroindustry can do for us. Let's read this, Mitch, please, and then provide your personal comment, please.
What is used for agro-industries provide a means of converting raw agricultural materials into value-added products while generating income and employment and contributing to overall bless you,
Thanks.
economic development in both developed and can you scroll down, teacher, please?
Absolutely, yes.
And developing countries. Mm, these ones are for well when the enterprises packing this product and sell them to the global public. Uh, Depending of the origin of the product, that country going to get the money of that product. That's I think that's something related with the importation and exportation. Um, if a Mexican product go to Spain, the majority, the Spain indirectly are supporting the Mexican uh, market. And here, if we consume any product of Sabritas, we are supporting the economic of the country economy of USA. I
Uh,
think
uh,
it's something like that.
Absolutely important. And what you say is actually critical because I don't know if you agree with the concept of feeding your own people first. In other words, to be self sufficient in the food industry and then start doing the exports, or you take priority to exporting your products because they are normally better paid. For example, if you export lemons to Poland, if we export honey to Germany, if we export meat to Russia, if we export lots of vegetables to the US, if we export fruits to Japan, that actually brings a lot of money to the Mexican market,
Yes.
and that makes us economically stronger than we used to be because we're now exporting. And if we are intelligent, and we are becoming more and more intelligent nowadays, people start exporting directly. In the past, we used to sell everything to the US, and now the Americans resold, for example, the avocados and cantaloupes and other fruits, fine fruits, to Japan. Now we are selling directly, which is very intelligent. Now we are selling almost all our honey to Germany, and then Germany redistributes the honey in Europe. But it's mostly Mexican, Argentinian, Indian honey, which is okay for the moment because they buy wholesale, right? Which is, you can say, okay, well, they are buying a lot of honey, that's okay. But eventually we want to sell to the other countries directly, so that will give us more opportunities. I don't know how to close this window, that's getting in the way. Okay, what do you think about this, Mickey? International business of food, processed food, for the most part. What do you think?
Well, I think that it's so important because if we see in terms of money and in terms of economy in general, the exportations helps the economies to get stronger, to be more uh, efficiently. I don't know how to say it,
More efficient,
but
yes.
more efficient. And it is necessary because, for example, there are products that we can get from Germany, and for the Germans, there are products that they can get from Mexico, and this buy and sell of products is necessary to the economy and for us like human beings because it's necessary to eat of all different kind of food and all different kind of products.
Right, exactly, exactly. Let's see if you can read what it says about agribusiness companies, Mickey, and if you are familiar with any of them.
Mhm.
Agribusiness companies, please.
Agribusiness companies: Cargill, the Archer Daniels Midland Company (ADM), Badger, John Deere, CNH Industrial, and Syngenta.
Okay, Syngenta is a seed company. It's a company from the Netherlands, from Holland, Belgium, and the Low Countries like the Luxembourg, but mostly in Holland, and they do genetic modifications, not to the point that you modify the fundamental properties, but you generate some kind of resistance to microorganisms and bacteria and viruses. For example, you may wish to fight against a potential disease in the strawberries. You say, okay, strawberries are getting problematic in Irapuato. All right, they do a study, they come to Mexico, they study the seeds, they study the plantations, they go back to Holland, and they do much stronger seeds. So in this case, it is a fundamental development from science and technology to produce stronger seeds. Um, do you think we do enough here in Mexico, Mitch, regarding research, basic research in agro industry, like with institutions like Simvestab, or what do you think?
I don't understand the second word. The what?
If we do enough research, investigation
Uh,
about the different products that I'm sorry, about if we have different, enough research, good enough research about the seeds, semillas, for example, to make them more resistant, like is the case of strawberry seeds, broccoli seeds, celery seeds. Some plants suffer diseases or bacteria attacks, virus attacks, and we need to make them more resistant. And that's why a lot of companies like Syngenta does. What they do is they do research about seeds. Do you think we'd make enough research? We do enough research in Mexico.
seeds is semillas, ¿verdad?
Seeds y semillas, yes.
Okay. Well, I think yes. Of course, the hygiene protocols could um, fail sometimes, but actually, considering that Mexico is a country mega diverse,
Yes,
in a way of the flora, fauna, and agriculture in this area, we
right.
are truly experimenting, and I think. Yes, we have to research and to wait, research a lot of this kind of products, in this case, the seeds,
Yeah,
and to because Mexico, everyone know that it's a really good cooker, and they usually tend to combine and try new ideas a lot of times, and they have to know what are they doing to do some recipes to show them to the public. Then the scientific enterprises uh, could no uh, have to um, research about all the characteristics and oh no, characteristics and properties of all kind these products to the then of the empiric form. All the citizens had to know had to know how to use them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what you say is truly important. But okay, thank you, Mitch. Mickey, what do you think about what Mitch says, and what do you think if we are doing enough research regarding seeds? In other words, are we doing the appropriate modifications for the seeds? Let me give you an example. Coffee, the coffee seed or the coffee bean, actually they call it a coffee bean, has not been implanted in Guanajuato or has not been implanted in Aguascalientes or in the central states. It can only be produced in Veracruz. But I am sure, well, I'm not a researcher, but could probably be adapted to the soil, to the weather, to the atmosphere of Guanajuato. But that's my personal opinion. What do you think? Are we doing enough? Is there a potential there? Are there many opportunities for people? Is it necessary to think about this, or should be worrying about other priorities? What's your idea, Mickey, please?
Mm, I think that Mexico is ignoring uh, about the research of science and of technology. I think that now Mexico is focusing in other things, and I think that it's necessary to focus on technology and a lot of kind of technology, not only on uh, agro industries in general, because there are a lot of how can I say, it's like a big field that we can check. I don't know, like un gran campo.
Yeah, a huge field, a big field of
Yeah,
opportunities, right?
hmm of opportunities, and I think that Mexico has the advantage that we have a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, a lot of uh, weather, different kinds of weathers, and different kinds of flora and fauna, and I think that we need to take advantage of it.
Absolutely, absolutely true. So there are lots of opportunities down there, right? Because I don't know if I told you, but one of our students here in the class Tuesdays and Thursdays is an engineer. He's retired, but he's still young and strong. And the one of the last projects that he managed was with an American company in Veracruz, actually giving them support through an institution called FIRA, which gives money to the banks that eventually give money to the companies to grow. Well, this is the American Coffee Company, one of the is the largest company in the world, exploits the coffee from 5 different states in Mexico: Puebla, Veracruz, Chiapas, Campeche, and Oaxaca. And the issue is that they ask for money from the banks, and then the bank says, "What is the collateral?" In this case, the bank said, "No collateral. Your word is enough." What? Yeah. It's like if you go with Carlitos Slim and you tell, "Hey, Mr. Slim," no, the vice versa. Carlitos Slim comes and tells you, "Mitch, Mickey, can you lend me 1,000 pesos?" Yes, of course. And what is the collateral? I need to give a guarantee. No, you are Mr. Slim. Your word is good, right? So
Yeah.
no warranty. The banks ask for no warranty to this American coffee company. Impressive, right? The banks
No.
that ask for twice as much. If you go to the bank and tell them, "Hey, I need 50,000 pesos," okay, we need a property that is worth twice as much. In this case, the American coffee company had no need to provide a collateral. Their word was enough.
Mm.
but then they export the coffee, our coffee, to Europe and then to the US and they resell it. Well, that's how it works. But the thing is that it's generating a lot of employment. But what are we doing on our own, right? That's my question. So, yeah, Mickey, Mitch, you guys are right that we have lots of opportunities and we have a lot of things to do. Um, and, well, lots of things that we can do. Let me go further here. There are some questions that I'd like to ask you. Um, Not this. Okay, no, let me go back a little bit here. Okay, so with your own words, Mickey, Mitch first. So, what is an agroindustry? If you had to say this with your own words.
Um, I already said that, right?
Yeah. You already said what an agroindustry is the processing of food in a massive scale, right?
Yeah.
All right. Uh, what about the second question?
Uh,
We're not going to research them now, but are only
Receipt
exclusive for the first world countries. What do you think about this, Mitch?
are originally. No. I think like everything, some countries could have more power in specific areas than others, but I think in a major or minor level, each country has their kind of these agro industries because well everyone eat everyone have
Yes,
their own products to export to the uh, other parts of the world.
absolutely. Thank you, Mitch. Mickey, what do you think? Is agroindustry exclusive for first world countries?
Mm, I would love to say that it's not exclusive only for first world countries, but in part I think that it's true because, well, not only first world countries, but the countries with better economy, with better technology. Uh, I think that they can use better the tools of agro industries than other countries that don't have the technology and money to do it.
Okay, very good. I give you both, Mitch and Mickey, an example. Which machinery factories are in Mexico? Well, not are in Mexico because we have lots of manufacturing companies in Mexico that manufacture agro industry equipment, but none of them is Mexican, is from Mexico. In other words, we don't have agro-mechanical industry that manufacture tractors, conveyors. Well, we have a conveyor factory in Irapuato actually, which is Ibernia. I don't know if you know this company. I'm gonna Google.
No,
If you no, you don't know it. It's a great company. I'm gonna Google it for you guys. It's called Ibernia. Can you please Google it?
just
It's
try.
a company from Irapuato, Ibernia, and they manufacture conveyors. And the kids are from Irapuato, and they used to work for what's this company, American company, Procter and Gamble, and they became independent and continued building machinery for them. They have 5 kids. I mean, when I say kids, they're in their late 30s, early 40s, no
Mhm.
more than that. And they're 5 great kids. They were working for Procter and Gamble, and then they became independent, but continued with the contract, building machinery, conveyors. A conveyor is a machine that transports food and other products so that you can be processing them in the packing house. That is a conveyor. And if you check in their website, you will see all the things they do, which are fantastic things. Well, companies like this I admire very much because they are the product of our own people. Of course, they have the support of companies like Procter and Gamble because they could have been employees, but now they are independent. You see.
Mhm.
So you see here some of the products they do, and there, if you enter from Irapuato, turn right, just beyond where it says the how is this the cemetery on the right, you will see they design, manufacture, install, and protect. And look at the clients they have: Lala, Sigma, Humex,
Sí, un
Procter and
poco.
Gamble, of course, NutraSweet, and they manufacture.
Monsanto.
Monsanto, yes, Monsanto. Intradevco, which I don't know. And let's see the equipment they have. Okay, they provide personalized solutions. This is a great company, and it's here in Irapuato.
Really?
Yeah. They manufacture equipment, conveyors. Let's look for the equipment they make. Let me see. Ex success cases. So they manufacture machinery, and they cut it with laser control machines. Let me see. Okay, look at the equipment they make. Right. Let me see if they have a video. Look, these are the machinery they make. These are the conveyors.
Wow.
It's impressive, eh?
Mhm.
Okay, well, let me go forward. Okay. Well, that's just something of the an example of some of the things that they manufacture. You can Google their page at leisure when you have more time. But well, this is a company that manufactures equipment for the agro industry, and they're very successful. And but they are an exception. It's not the rule. It's an exception. It's outstanding. It's marvelous, but it's because they are exceptional, not a common thing. How can we develop more people like them, Mitch?
More people like the owners of Hibernia.
Yes. How can we do that? Because I mean, if there are five people like that, surely there can be 10, there can be 20, there can be 100, right?
Mm,
Uh, Probably changing the way how uh, we are being educated.
Hmm.
Because, for example, in the school, uh, for example, I'm in international business and in management. It's called management. Administration is
Management,
management. Yeah,
management.
management. And the classes show us how to manage a company or a business, but they don't show us how to create a business. So probably we must focus on that.
Well, you're saying something incredibly important. That should be a great feedback for the school managers, right? Because they show you how to manage a company once it is made, right? But how do
Hmm.
they create it? Well, do you believe in the phrase starting from scratch, Mitch? From ground zero? Is it possible to start anything from scratch?
what means
Because
scratch?
from the base, from the beginning,
Mm,
from zero.
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you seen any cases with friends, with family, on TV, on documentaries where a person started making cookies, then he grew up and built a small store, then he started developing a chain, and then he had 100 small stores, and now he's a multimillionaire. I mean, it could be cookies, could be sandwiches, could be bread, could be anything.
Mm, could be maybe the one of Mark Zuckerberg that he start doing a little mini social network for his college. to try to vote which girl is more beautiful. And then I don't know what happened, but we know everyone know Facebook what it is today, and he's
Exactly.
ultra millionaire.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
but
great.
uh, it's necessary to remind that he was studying in Harvard, so probably there's an advantage too.
Of course, I put a famous example, but there's a lot of cases that people start doing anything, and like they are, I don't know, farmers, and they are now owners of some product that we consume. Could be junk food too, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's an example.
No, actually, it's a great conversation what you guys are having. There is a guy that I know from in Leon called Macuset. His name is Rene Macuset. He's a great guy, uh, and he built a company called Macu. If you go to Soriana, you will see the radish, which is Rabanitos, Macu, in a bag, and he sells thousands to Soriana every week. And he has made a fortune just with radishes. Only with that,
Wow.
would grow in 25, 26 days, and is one of the simplest crops to cultivate. But I mean, he made it. He did the he tried, he focused, he persisted, he made great alliances. So one of the things that I noticed he did is he had a dream. He used to tell me, because I worked for him for 5 years, he used to tell me that his father sent him to here to the agronomy school in El Copal with a forward ticket, one way ticket. Okay, my son, goodbye. Here is the blessing. Good luck. And find a way to come back because there was
Hmm.
not enough money. So he said, my dad sent me with a blessing, and that's it. But he had a dream. He persisted. He never gave up. He never gave up. He made very smart alliances. So actually, it is possible to build something from scratch,
Yeah.
and from having zero to having a fantastic packing house and a great operation with only 26 hectares at the beginning in Leon. He's been really, really strong in his company. So I noticed that it is possible to start from scratch. That is what you were saying, Mickey, that schools don't teach, but they should, right? So how can we, if schools don't teach us something, like I think Mitch said that once about some techniques of drawing or software or something. I remember that you mentioned that something, Mitch. You look up somewhere else, right?
Mhm.
If you don't get something at school, well, you look up elsewhere.
Indeed.
What do you think, Mitch?
Yeah, I actually like that. Anybody will teach me to learn to draw. I mean, in the school they try to teach us, but any of us understand what the teacher was saying. Where's a lot of theory? Well, actually, I think in general, in all the institutions, well, the majority of the most of the institutions tend to learn things to a student, no, teach to its students in just one way, and every student is different. There are not the students to learn in the information theoretically. For example, I didn't know too much English because the teacher just touched me with dictates, dictados,
Dictates,
and
yes.
dictates, reading books, and a lot of theory. I never understand the way like that, and it's like until now I have to practice with my own voice, and of course I fail too much times, but I'm learning. Each student is different, and the institutions don't understand and
Well, what you're saying is something extremely important. I thank you for the compliment. I'm very happy that you're learning in that way. Everyone provide what they have, right? If I'm an apple tree, I can give you only apples. I wish I could give you mangoes or oranges. If Mickey is what do you want to be, Mickey? What kind of tree? If you want, let's see, he's a pear tree. So he's gonna give pears, right? As much as a good heart he has, he won't be able to give us cantaloupes or watermelons, right? So and everyone is like that. So everyone gives what they have, what they produce. But it's important to be humble and recognize that. For example, they asked me to teach German in Carnate. I told them, look, I love German. I learn it every day. I listen to audios. I do this all the time, many hours, and I don't think my level is so bad. But I'm not. Uh, I don't have a high level of German. Yeah, but it's for beginners. Well, okay, but I'm being honest. I cannot tell you that I'm a great speaker of German and I don't know it thoroughly. I admit. And they said, well, regardless, we want you to teach us. Okay, okay, I accept it. But I gave them a warning. I told them, look, this is what I can do. This is what I can give. And they're happy, but they know we all have limitations.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is a great topic. Let me ask you a couple more questions, um, which are interesting. For example, Mickey, can you please name 7 benefits of agro industries? Or 1 to 3, or as many as you want.
Benefits of agro industries.
Yes, benefits. It says 7 benefits, but you can name 2, 3, 4, whatever, as many as you want.
Probably. mm, well, could be like competition
Okay,
because, in consequence of the agro industries, more companies could be more competent and give better products to the public.
okay, that's a great idea. That's a great benefit. Do you think, thank you, Mickey. Mitch, do you think that producing in massive scale brings a benefit to the population? Let's say that you produce like parsley, cilantro, radish, Swiss chard, onions, tomatoes massively. Is that any better for the public than if you produce low scale?
low scale. What means that?
Low scale, if you produce just a small scale, that if you produce not so much, but if you produce little, and then we're gonna run shortages. Well, no lemons because they only produce very few or very little production in Colima or very little production in Apatzingan. So no lemons this week. There will be shortages, right? But if you produce massively, what is gonna happen with the price of products?
Going to low.
It's gonna go down exactly. You're gonna lower the price. So that is an advantage of massive production, right? That the prices go down, and that is a benefit for whom?
The all the citizens.
All the citizens of the population. Okay. However, apparently there are some disadvantages of agro industries. What do you think is the classical one when you start mechanizing things? What is a classical problem when you mechanize or automate lots of processes?
That some jobs could lose their importance, and in consequence, some people could lose their jobs.
Yeah, exactly. So it leads to unemployment, right? As you correctly point out, Mickey. So
Hmm.
it can lead to unemployment. So it can lead to unemployment. Do you think people can feel demotivated if there are machines doing their job, what you used to do in the past, like let's say harvest? Do you think workers can be demotivated?
Yeah, because, for example, if they start to see how the machine works or how the automatization works and the difference in time and the efficient efficiency. I don't know how to
Efficiency.
efficiency of the machines. Yeah, probably they could feel dismotivated.
Okay. How would you fix that, Mitch? If you start to see that people are getting demotivated, how would you fix it?
Well, it's a complex theme, but I think we have to be glad that machines can make things for us easier. The humanity dream for so many time that they don't have to do so many things and just rest. That's a fact, but of course, we are in the era that the technology is improving every time, and even if get another job, it's very difficult for old people. Could be worse for them, but well, a little ago, I realized that and a machine, artificial intelligence, make paint, and a lot of artists got stressed and feel dismotivated because the machine do something very amazing. But I think we have to understand that the machines are machines, and at least now the machines can express and do and teach things that human only knowing the context about referring to the public that they want to reach. The machines are just following orders and can't get tired.
Okay.
Um, but I think it has their advantages. I think I see more advantages than disadvantages. The one bigger disadvantage is that I said it's complicated to get another job because everyone needs money, and in this society we need a lot of money to survive. But is that we have to adaptate ourselves to the new technology because it's going to improve every time more and more. Well, we have to reach to another strategies to find to accomplish to this new world.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, these other strategies that you mentioned is what people struggle about when they make these type of decisions, right? Actually, governments think about this. They want to stimulate employment, but on the other hand, they want to stimulate technology growth. So it's like a contradiction, not a contradiction, but there is a conflict of ideas. But I fully agree with what you say. On the one hand, you want to develop technology so that the works become easier for the people, as you correctly pointed out. But on the other hand, you want to stimulate employment and growth. What do you think about this, Mickey? Thank you, Mitch.
Mm, about that, machines don't get tired.
Well, machines don't get tired, so that's a motivation for entrepreneurs to have more machines than people, right? If
Yeah.
machines don't answer back, they don't make grimaces, they don't get angry, they don't get tired, they don't ask you for a raise. Hey, boss, I need more money, right?
Mm.
So that's an advantage of of machines. But on the other hand, the government wants to stimulate the creation of employment that you mentioned a while ago, Mickey. So, how do we fight? How do I know what we fight? How do we solve this controversy where, on the one hand, you want to increase employment, but on the other hand, you want to develop technology? I think there is just one solution, which is related to the market. What do you want to do with your market? You want to shrink it or increase it? what do you want to do? You want to create more clients, or you want to have less clients, less market?
Mhm.
What do you think?
Mm, Obviously, we want to increase our market,
So
and
yes, Mickey.
well, I think that those kind of machines, in one part, those are expensive. Mm, those machines
I'm going to the
cost
bathroom, teacher.
Yes,
millions
yes, yes.
of pesos, and obviously you need people to manage that machines too. So I think that it's important to have the how can I say this, the how can I say las personas aptas o personas
The
aptas.
capable people
Yeah, yeah.
or the
It's
right
necessary to
people.
have the right people, and for that we need to focus on the education too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you constantly mention these critical words, Mickey, which I like very much. You mention often and often, and I agree with you. I fully agree that we need more education, more instruction, more creativity. And you have also mentioned this a couple of times. We need to become more creative, and there is just one way to attain that, and I believe is to try it, to make an attempt, to never get tired of creating, of innovating, trying new things. Yeah, we can make it, mistakes. We it can, and sometimes mistakes are expensive. But if we don't try, we will never get there, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Mickey Mitch, I need to have a student here for a math class. So
Hmm.
maybe the next time we meet, I can give you some additional minutes to continue with this interesting topic. Would that be
Yes,
okay?
teacher, don't worry. Yeah, it
Okay.
is perfect.
And I'm sorry that Mitch went to the
To the
bathroom, but
bathroom. Yeah.
please let her know, and then we continue next class, maybe tomorrow, right?
Yes, teacher. Yeah, we see you in touch.
We'll keep in touch. Okay, Mickey, thank you
Hmm.
very much. Take care.
Thank you, teacher. Take
See you
care.
soon, and good
See you.
conversation. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you very
Bye.
much for your time.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
teacher. Bye.
Thank you.